everyone, and welcome back to another video. My name is Matt, and today we'll be playing Tower Simulator 3. In today's episode we're going to be back at Zurich, but with something a little bit different. We're going to be looking at a lot of custom liveries on the airplanes in the game. If you've not seen any of the previous episodes, feel free to check them out on the channel, and a link to the last episode will be down in the description below as well. If you do like the content, feel free to like and subscribe, as that shows your appreciation for the channel and helps me grow the channel to bring you more content like this in the future. I've also recently enabled memberships on the account as well, which can unlock perks, so feel free to check them out as well. So as I said, into today's episode then, so what I've done is I've got a new schedule set up, which is for Zurich. I've looked at all the custom liveries on the game and built a schedule, so we're just running custom liveries. I've not actually played the schedule, but I've kind of loaded it up and tested the liveries. Most of them look to be working. We might have a few issues with some of them, but there should be lots of different aircraft and airlines to see in this. So what we're going to be doing in terms of config, we're going to be running the same config as last time. So it's going to be runway 14 for arrivals, and then what we'll do for departures is the smaller aircraft will go off runway 28, and then the heavy aircraft will be departing off 16 just because of the runway length. Obviously last time we had most of the heavy departures off the kind of north of runway 28, which is more of the international terminal. Whereas today, because of the way that I've loaded the schedule, the aircraft are going to be pretty much all over the airport. There's going to be a lot of moving around, kind of getting aircraft where they need to go. In terms of arrivals as well, they're going to be no, but it should be a similar pattern to what we did last time, in terms of actual kind of runway configuration, and then yeah, in terms of what we're doing. So I will get that loaded. As that loads, I'll just quickly show you in terms of what I've done then. So if I show you the scheduler, which is obviously what I do normally, so this is the custom schedule that I run last time. So we're running around 60 aircraft movements per hour. I can't remember which hour we played exactly. It was a reasonably busy hour. It gave us a lot of traffic, and it was mainly like Swiss, Helvetic, and like Air Baltic with all the leasing that they do. And then you had a couple of heavy aircraft and kind of two smaller aircraft that came from the northern terminal. What I've done today is we've got a custom schedule, and I'll just explain why it all looks like this. Because it's built off custom liveries, the schedules basically work the same every hour. So there's 80 aircraft movement every single hour. There's no GA aircraft in this schedule, it's just cargo and standard jets. And then it's split, so we've got 40 departures, 40 arrivals. You will see some of the same airlines with different liveries, but I've included quite a lot. There's not too many of the American carriers in this, just because we're playing Zurich. So what I'll do in the future is I'll build a different schedule with the same thing, but run it in an American airport. So what I'll show the schedule that you can run, but basically the schedule works by using the same departures and arrivals every single hour, based off the aircraft, and then obviously the flight numbers, the airport destinations or arriving kind of airports are all mixed up. So that's what the scheduler gave me. And the reason why I've done that is to make sure there's no like duplicate flights. So they'll all have different flight numbers, different departing or arriving airports. But kind of what they'll do is they'll still use the same liveries and the same airlines, etc., for the actual flights. So what you can do is you can play any of the hours on the schedule and you'll get the same airlines and liveries. So obviously for today we're going to be playing 3 PM. I just do that so we've got the middle of the afternoon. We'll have a bright clear day so we can see all of them. Obviously if you wanted to run it at night you can do. If you wanted to run it in the morning you can do. So I've just opened it up so that you can run any hour but still get the same aircraft. So that's it in terms of the schedule. Again, I'll share that. In terms of what I've done, so I'll just quickly show you this. So this is just an Excel file with all of these. So I've gone through all the schedules and just found all the kind of special liveries. So it gives you the operator, these are the other way around, but basically the operator, the call sign, the aircraft type, and then the livery, and then kind of what country they've from. So the reason why I pulled the countries in is just so that obviously I'm pulling countries that would actually fly into Zurich. Whereas obviously, like if we go down to like the US, there's a lot of US ones which I'm not pulling in, and these just haven't gone on my lookup. But yeah, basically that's the file with all my special liveries, and then I've built my schedule. I've basically got the schedule out of the scheduler, and then I've basically gone right. Here's my actual schedule. These are the aircraft that I want, and then I've just gone right. Well, they're all over my arrivals. Use them every single hour, so just paste them into every single hour. These are all my departures. Paste them into every single hour in the departures, and then that's the special thing which pulls in the special liveries. So if you want access to that, just let me know. Feel free. I'm happy to share this file with anyone that wants it. And then if you want any more information around custom schedules or how to run this, just drop me a message or a comment, and I'm happy to help with that. And in terms of the schedule, I will share the custom schedule as well. So into the game then. Obviously, I've explained all that. We'll kind of get straight into this. We obviously ran this last time in terms of this config. So I'll load the secondary window up to get our arriving thing. While it does that, we'll just get the tags moved so that we can get them a little bit better. We've got the secondary window. We'll get the arriving charts open. So again, obviously it's a little bit busier than last time as well. So we've got 80 aircraft movements in the hour rather than 60. So it should keep us busy with lots of arriving and departing aircraft. And then we'll obviously move them the same way that we did last time. So in terms of where we are with what we've got already, so I'll quickly run you around the airport. See the thing in the top left, as we always do. I will quickly show you the cameras. So we've got the taxi one, we've got the tower one, which is the main one, but the main thing I use is F7, which is a custom one I've built, which is just a bit higher than the tower. So we can see runway 16 down there, so we'll take all the heavies up there, take them off there. We've got runway 28 here, so we can take some on the intersection. What I'll probably do today is take them full length, just for the ease really, and then obviously we can bring in our arrivals there. So we'll use F7 as much as we can. We've got F8, which just gives us a wider view of this, so obviously you can see there's quite a lot of aircraft on the ground. I've allotted like 2 hours, so what you will see is there will be some duplicates of some aircraft. The reasons for that is because they're sat on the ground ready to go for the next hour, or they've just arrived from the previous hour.
Zurich Tower, Air Canada 786.
We'll just get that a little bit, but that's just to kind of fill the airport up a little bit. So that's F8. We've got F9, which just gives us a wider view down here. I've set it so like our heavies are basically based over there, but if that terminal is full, we've kind of got all these remote stands that we can use. So I've got some here that are right down here. Mainly just because I've set it up as overflow, so I've amended the terminals file as well. So when I do share the actual schedule, obviously you'll have the full zip file with all the terminal file amended, the airlines file amended with the schedule and everything else. We've got F10, so we've got overflow down here as well, so you can see some more of these custom liveries. So we've got the Inspire one from Zurich, I think it is, the Mounter, which is run by Ryanair, Antalya Spore by Corendon, so obviously there's two of them there. Another Mounter. We have 2 cargo aircraft here. So we've got them. There's 2 cargo aircraft ready to go. One with the Collitter livery, and then one's in Air Canada, but it's in the older one, so we've got that. What we can see here, in terms of cameras, I'll show you F11 in a minute, which is this terminal, but we'll just run you through some of the liveries. So I've pulled some Condor ones in, just because obviously they're something a little bit different in terms of the stripes. A couple of, I think I've got a 330, a 320, and a 321 Neo in different ones. The Qantas Yam Yam, which is normally into London Heathrow, pulled that in. There's a Viajet which side we've got, which again is not really based too much in around Zurich, but running a 330-900 it probably could fly to Zurich, so we'll pull that one in. We have a Titan Airways lease for another airline. We've got a Royal Jordanian in the One World livery, an A319 I think. That's quite cool. We have on this terminal, so we've got Lufthansa in the old livery, which I think is a 320, or it might be an Embraer. There's a Danish air transport, which is in like a, I think it's classed as a clown livery, but it's all like multicolored, which is quite cool. We've got three Croatia Airlines, Star Alliance, the Icelandair 757 and the Independence. I'm not sure if that's still actually flying. I don't think it is for Icelandair, but we'll pull that in. We've got Air Europa and a Sky Team livery. And there's another kind of stem of them there. We've got Brussels Airlines Tintin livery. Another Condor here, which is 321 instead. Same again there. We've got a different Condor livery here. German Wings Embraer that's operating on behalf of KLM. And then there's a couple of pulled Norwegians in just because I know their liveries are all slightly different. Then if we go over to F11, this is where all of we get some quite interesting ones.
Ground. Speed 8201 with information.
So we've got
requesting push
British Airways here, which is kind of in the better world livery. Again, we're going to see duplicates of stuff just because of the way I've loaded it. So you can see another one there on the right hand side.
Zurich Tower, Air India 6105
again, we're going to get very busy in terms of aircraft quite quickly. Qatar, Boeing 777 in the World Cup livery. We've got, have a look in here. So there's two different Saudi ones. One's a Neom and one's something else. I thought that was quite a cool one. Air Canada and Star Alliance, Air India special livery. It's a celebratory one. There's a Star Wars ANA, which is the yellow one. They do have another Star Wars one, which I think is R2D2, which is arriving aircraft later on. We've got Cathay in a One World, Aer Lingus in the old livery. The EasyJet one hasn't worked because that's meant to be Neo livery. We've got, I'm just going to give that clear to land. Air Canada 7836 Heavy, runway 14, clear to land. So we don't miss that. United in the 75 in that livery. We've got another of the Star Wars. The Etihad is in old livery. Carina in the Sky Team livery. Sun Express in the Star Trek livery. And then we've already seen them ones. And then there's some more parts over here. So like for example, like we've got Jordanian, which is one part here, one part on the other apron. The reason for that is because I've had to kind of put things, got overflow aprons to go to. We have an Eva Air 777, which is in the Star Alliance livery, and then Jarl in the Disney 100 livery. Is one of my favourites. So what I'm going to do is we will get straight into this, just because it's going to get very busy quite quickly. We'll obviously keep an eye on what's arriving as well, because all the arrivals should be in special liveries, so we should see a lot more. But we're going to get some of this moving. So what we need to be wary of is the heavy aircraft need to push facing west, so that we push them going up. So they're going to be going up Echo. Our arrivals will be coming in via Hotel Bravo, and then we're going to have to bring our arrivals via Foxtrot, I think. So this is where this is going to get interesting, because we're going to have to push. Yeah, I'm going to change that. I think we're going to use Foxtrot for departures, and then it's going to be Foxtrot, Charlie, and Echo for the all the heavies coming from down here, and then our departures of 28 will be using Foxtrot and Alpha, and then our arrivals will be coming in via Juliet, Bravo, Echo. The Canada 7836 heavy taxi. Air Canada 1275 heavy pushback approved facing west. Rebid 8201 pushback approved facing east. Air Canada 7836 heavy taxi to terminal via Hotel Juliet Charlie. Air Canada 7836 heavy hold short of taxiway Charlie. Air India 6105 heavy runway 14 clear to land. Nippon 90829 heavy pushback approved facing west. Line 1315 pushback approved facing.
Negative. Invalid target. Air Canada 7836 heavy.
I'm going to move this F7 camera just right further over just so everything. Aegean 7736 pushback approved facing. It's not Aegean. Europa 7736 pushback approved facing east.
Taxi to terminal via Hotel Juliet Charlie.
We need to get some
Air Canada 7836 heavy.
Air Canada 29013 heavy pushback approved. Expect runway 6. Airline 90873, pushback approved facing north. Via Jetta 1899 heavy, pushback approved facing north.
Hold short of taxiway Charlie. Air Canada 7836 Heavy.
Runway 14, cleared to land. Air India 6105 heavy.
Pushback approved facing west. Omnipon 9829 Heavy.
Pushback approved facing east. Beeline
So
1315.
that's going to get all these.
Pushback approved facing
Obviously,
east.
going to hold
Europe
the Air India just because
7736.
got these, and that's going to
Pushback
push
approved,
them.
expect runway 16. Air Canada 2913 Heavy.
So we've got to get these moving.
Beeline 9873.
Air Canada 1275 heavy, runway 16 by Echo.
Pushback approved facing north.
So our first arrival is Air Canada, but in the old livery. So it's just in the blue livery. In terms of that, so we'll keep an eye on all of our arrivals.
Speedbird 8201, ready to taxi.
Speedbird 8201, runway 28 via Charlie 1 Hotel. That's right.
Runway 28 via Charlie 1, hotel.
Speedbird
Speedbird 8201.
Onipon 9829 heavy, runway 16 via Echo.
Runway 16 via Echo. Omnipon 9829 Heavy. Zurich ground. Omnipon 9829 Heavy, ready to taxi.
Zurich ground. Beeline 1315, ready to taxi.
Beeline 1315, runway 28 via Alpha.
Runway 28 via Alpha. Beeline 1315.
Beeline 1315, runway 28 via Inner 8 Alpha.
Runway 28 via Inner Alpha. Beeline 1315.
Air Canada 7836 heavy, continue taxi.
Continue taxi. Air Canada 7836 Heavy. Zurich ground.
Europe 7736, runway 28 via Foxtrot, Inner Alpha.
Runway 28 via Foxtrot. Inner Alpha. Europe 7736.
Very
Zurich
good.
ground. Air Canada 2913 Heavy, ready to taxi.
Zurich ground. Beeline 9873, ready to taxi. Zurich ground. Vietjet Air 1899 heavy, ready to taxi.
Vietjet 1899 heavy, runway 16 via Echo.
Runway 16 via Echo. Vietjet Air
Onipon
1899
5667 heavy, runway 14, cleared to land. Let's have a look for the Air India.
Clear to land. Omnipon 5667 Heavy.
He's going to have to wait. Air India 6105 heavy, taxi to terminal via Hotel Juliet Charlie.
Taxi to terminal via hotel.
Air India 6105 heavy, hold short of taxiway Charlie.
6105 heavy. A departing airplane is blocking the gate. Handle that plane first.
Air India 1200 heavy, pushback approved facing west. Air India 6105 heavy, taxi to terminal via Hotel Juliet Charlie.
Hold short of taxiway Charlie. Air India 6105 heavy.
Pushback approved facing west. Air India 1200 Heavy.
Taxi to terminal.
Airline 90873, runway 28 via Foxtrot, Inner Alpha.
Runway 28 via Foxtrot. Inner Alpha. Airline 9873.
Air India 6105 heavy, hold short of taxiway Charlie. Got the nice
Hold short of taxiway
Onipon.
Charlie. Air India 6105 heavy.
Speedbird 8201, runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Speedbird 8201.
So this Air India is just in a slightly different tail, I think. With this.
Zurich ground. At 343 with information. Ground mode requesting push and start.
Okay, so Air India is there. Onipon has down. Onipon 5667 heavy, taxi to terminal via Delta.
Taxi to terminal.
We're going to have a quick look at this.
1567 heavy. Zurich ground.
Here is the other Sky Orange livery of Onipon. Air Canada 29013 Heavy, runway 16 via Echo.
Runway 16 via Echo. Air Canada 2913 Heavy.
On upon 908. Can't just see what his call sign is.
Zurich ground, coordinate 4865 with information Bravo, requesting push and start.
On upon 908 Heavy, runway 16, line upon wet. Beeline 1315, runway 28, line upon wet. Vietjet 1899 Heavy, cross runway 28. Bed 8201, contact departure.
Runway 16, line up and wait. On Nippon 9829 Heavy.
On upon 90829 Heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Air India 1200 Heavy, runway 16 via Echo. Air Canada 1275 Heavy, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Beeline 1315.
Shadow 343, pushback approved, facing east.
Cross runway 28. Vietjet Air 1899 Heavy.
Airline 90873, runway 28 via Inner Juliet Alpha.
Departure on 125.905.
Airline 90873, runway 28 via Alpha.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. On Nippon 9829 Heavy. Runway 16, via Echo. Air India 1200 Heavy.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Air Canada
Air
1275.
India 6105 Heavy, continue taxi. Going on 4865, pushback approved, facing north. All your spoiler livery.
Pushback approved facing east. Ataro 343.
We've got this
Runway
livery,
28, via
Ours
Juliet,
livery
Alpha.
of
Airline
Alpha
9873. Runway
and
28,
right past
via
it.
Alpha. Airline 9873. Continue taxi. Air India
Livery.
6105. Pushback approved facing north.
Very nice livery, that one.
4865.
Yeah, so there's under one thing push as well.
Zurich ground, pounder 5542 with information Bravo.
Beeline
Requesting push and
1315, runway
start.
28, cleared for takeoff. Europa 7736, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Beeline 1315.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Europa 7736.
Zurich Tower, Beeline 5403 on final 14. Zurich ground, Ataro 343 ready to taxi.
Tower's gonna have to wait because we've got this. On upon 90829 Heavy, contact departure.
Departure on 125.905. On Nippon 9829 Heavy. Good day.
Air Canada 29013 Heavy, cross runway 28. Shadow 343, runway 28 via inner.
Cross runway 28. Air Canada 2913 Heavy.
Runway 28, via inner. Ataro 343.
Air Canada 1275 Heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Vietjet 1899 Heavy, runway 16, line up and wet.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Air Canada 1275 Heavy. Runway 16, line up and wait. Vietjet Air 1899 Heavy.
Going down 4865, runway 28 via Foxtrot, inner.
Runway 28 via Foxtrot. Inner. Coordinate 4865.
Condor 5542, pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback approved facing east. Pounder 5542. Zurich ground, coordinate 4865 ready to taxi.
Beeline 1315, contact departure.
Departure on 125.05. Beeline
Nice.
1315. Good day.
Air Canada going.
Zurich ground, contour
Star Alliance over that one.
Bravo. Requesting push and start.
We've got
Zurich Tower, Italo
Condor 2143,
5543.
pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback approved facing east. contour 2143.
Beeline 5403, runway 14, clear to land.
Runway 14, clear to land. Beeline 5403.
Europa 7736, runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28, clear for takeoff. Europa 7736.
Airline 90873, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Beeline 90873.
Going down 4865, hold short of taxiway inner.
Hold short, taxiway in. Coordinate 4865.
Air Canada 1275, heavy contact departure.
Departure on 125.95. Air Canada 1275 heavy.
Condor 1757, heavy pushback approved, facing north.
Pushback approved, facing north. Condor 1757 heavy. Zurich ground, Condor 5542 ready to taxi. Zurich ground, Condor 1757 heavy with information Bravo. Requesting push and
Condor
start.
5542, runway 28 via inner. Alpha.
Runway 28, via Alpha, Condor 5542.
Fiat Jetta 1899 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Via Jet Air 1899 heavy.
Air India 1200 heavy, runway 16 on up and wait.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Air India 1200 heavy.
Going down 4865, continue taxi. Condor 2143, runway 28 via inner.
Continue taxi. Coordinate 4865.
Runway 28, via inner.
Europa 7736, contact departure.
Departure on 125.95, Europa 7736. Good day. Zurich ground, contour 2143 ready to taxi. Zurich tower, Condor 577 on final 14.
Look at this Fiat Jet area. The takeoff. It's a Coca-Cola livery, that one actually. Let's try to throw it in, just for everyone to see.
Zurich ground, Condor 1757 heavy ready to taxi. Zurich ground,
Airline
445 heavy with information Bravo. Requesting push and
Airline
start.
9873, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Italo 343, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, clear for takeoff. Airline 9873.
Condor 1757 heavy, runway 16 via Mike, Echo.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Italo 343.
Running 4475 heavy, pushback approved, expect runway 16.
Runway 16, via Mike. Echo. Condor 1757 heavy. Pushback approved, expect runway 16. Connie
So where the
4475
Beeline's
heavy.
working. So we're bringing Hotel Juliet, Alpha Foxtrot. Beeline 5403, taxi to terminal via Hotel Juliet, Alpha Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal. Via hotel.
Cutoff
Juliet,
5535, runway
Foxtrot.
14, clear to land.
Beeline 5403.
Runway 14, clear to land. Italo 5535.
Fiat Jetta 1899 heavy, contact departure.
Departure on 125.95. Via Jet Air 1899 heavy.
Air India 1200 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Air India 1200 heavy.
Air Canada 2913 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Air Canada 2913 heavy.
Beeline 5403, cross runway 28.
Cross runway 28. Beeline 5403.
Airline 2873, contact departure. Airline 90873, contact departure.
Departure on 125.95, airline 90873. Good day.
Is the Air India now? Also. Nice. The
Zurich ground, 24475 heavy ready to taxi.
24475 heavy, runway 16 via Echo.
Runway 16, 5 Echo, 24475 heavy.
Tower 343, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Condor 5442, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, clear for takeoff. Ataro 343.
Tower 5535, taxi to terminal via Hotel Juliet, Inner Foxtrot.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Condor 5542.
Condor 577, runway 14, cleared to land.
Taxi to terminal via Hotel Juliet.
These are an Echo, Eastern Foxtrot.
Itaro 5535. Runway 14, clear to land. Condor 577.
So with this arrival, this is the Brussels Airlines A320 in the sustainable livery.
FAA 208 heavy, information Bravo, requesting push and start.
Condor 1757 heavy, crash runway 28.
Cross runway 28, Condor 1757 heavy.
Cathay 8208 heavy, pushback approved, facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. Cathay 208 heavy.
B-line's coming in here, and I think the Tower is next to her. Tower 5535, crash runway 28.
Cross runway 28. Itaro 5535.
Air Canada 29013 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Air Canada 2913 heavy. Zurich Tower, Condor 5973 on final 14.
India 1200 heavy, contact departure. Tower 343, contact departure.
Departure on 125.905. Air India 1200 heavy. Good day.
Departure on 125.905. Ataro 343. Good day.
24475 heavy, cross runway 28.
Cross runway 28. 24475 heavy.
Next con. Condor 577 taxi to terminal via Hotel Juliet Alpha Foxtrot Mike.
Taxi to terminal via Hotel Juliet.
Nice. Air
Alpha,
Canada cargo
Foxtrot,
here.
Mike. Condor 577.
Go. Canada cargo is airborne in the old red livery.
Zurich ground, Lufthansa 1656 with information Bravo, requesting push and start.
Zurich ground, Cathay 208 heavy ready to taxi.
Lufthansa 1656 pushback approved, facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. Lufthansa 1656.
Condor 5542, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Condor 2143, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Pounder 5542.
Air Canada 29013 heavy, contact departure.
Runway 28, line up and west. Condor 2143.
Danish 1244, pushback approved, facing west.
Departure on 125.05. Air Canada 2913 heavy. Good day.
Pushback approved facing west. Danish
Condor
1244.
1757 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait. Cathay 8208 heavy, runway 16 via Echo.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Condor 1757 heavy. Runway 16, via Echo. Cathay 208 heavy.
Excellent.
Zurich Tower, Air
Parking here.
Canada 90569 heavy on final run for.
Condor 577, cross runway 28. Condor 1757 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Cross
So
runway
let's got
28,
this livery.
Condor
This one's the
577.
one with just the
Runway
red
16,
tail.
cleared for takeoff. Condor 1757 heavy.
Probably should have put some more Condors in. Obviously got the blue. I think there is a couple more. I think there's a
Zurich
blue one.
ground. Danish 1244 with information Bravo.
Condor
Requesting push and
5542,
start.
contact departure. He's coming via
Departure on
Foxtrot.
125.905. Pounder 5542. Good day.
Or 577, hold short of taxiway Foxtrot.
Hold short of taxiway Foxtrot. Condor 577. Zurich ground, Lufthansa 1656 ready to taxi.
They're probably a little bit too close together for my liking because of the way the Lufthansa's pushed. But
Zurich ground, Shamrock 2990 with information Bravo, requesting push and start.
let's go have a look at Shamrock. All delivery. Shamrock 2990, pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback approved facing east. Shamrock 2990.
Condor 5973, runway 14, clear to land.
Runway 14, clear to land. Condor 5973.
Danish 1244, runway 28 at Kilo via Foxtrot. Under 1656, runway 28 via Foxtrot. Inner.
Runway 28, El Kilo, via Foxtrot.
We
Inner.
Condor
Danish
330 here now.
Runway 28 via Foxtrot. Inner. Lufthansa 1656.
Zurich ground. Danish 1244 ready to taxi.
The Danish is moving, the Lufthansa is moving, and the Etihad wants to push back now.
Zurich ground.
Yeah.
Etihad 1377 heavy with information Bravo. Requesting push and start.
Etihad 1377 heavy, pushback approved facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. Etihad
We're going to get
1377
these
heavy.
two through here.
Zurich Tower.
Condor
Condor
1757 heavy, contact departure.
14.
Condor 2143, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Condor 4865, runway 28, line up and wait.
Departure on 125.905. Condor 1757 heavy. Good day.
Danish is coming through
Runway
here.
28 cleared for takeoff.
Good.
Condor 2143.
24475 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Coordinate 4865.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Connie 4475 heavy.
Shamrock's going to come down Charlie Bravo.
Zurich ground. Ava 6058 heavy with information Bravo. Requesting push and start.
Eva 6058 heavy, pushback approved facing north.
Pushback approved facing north. Ava 6058 heavy.
Zurich ground,
Condor
Shamrock
577,
2990 ready
continue
to
taxi.
taxi.
Shamrock 2990, runway 28 via Charlie Bravo. Easy 2032, pushback approved facing south.
Continue taxi. Condor 577.
Condor. There's the red one. That's
Runway
just
28
down.
via Charlie. Bravo. Shamrock 2990.
Condor 5973, taxi to terminal via Juliet.
Pushback approved facing south. Easy 2032.
4475 heavy, runway 16 cleared for takeoff. Air Canada 9569 heavy, runway 14 cleared to land.
Taxi to terminal via Juliet. Condor 5973.
He's going to come down here.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Connie
Condor
4475 heavy.
2143, contact departure.
Runway 14 cleared to land. Air Canada 9569 heavy. Departure on 125.905. Condor 2143. Good day.
Zurich ground. Etihad 1377 heavy ready to taxi.
Ed 1377 heavy, runway 16 via Foxtrot Echo.
Runway 16 via Foxtrot. Echo. Etihad 1377
Now
heavy.
going over quick.
Zurich ground. Easy 2032 with information Bravo. Requesting push and start.
Wait, 74. Yeah, let me just quickly jump here just to go.
Zurich ground. Ava 6058 heavy ready to taxi.
Eva 6058 heavy, runway 16 via Echo.
Runway 16 via Echo. Ava 6058 heavy.
Zurich Tower, only pond 5935 heavy on final and 4.
So he's going that way.
Zurich ground. Easy 2032
Yeah,
ready to
1377
taxi.
heavy, runway 16 via Echo.
Runway 16 via Echo. Etihad 1377 heavy.
Condor 4865, runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Corendon 4865, runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Coordinate 4865.
Cathay 2808 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait. We had 1377 heavy, hold position. Condor 9608, runway 14, cleared to.
Runway 16, line up and wait.
We've got another Air Canada that's touched down.
Hold position. Etihad
Air
1377
Canada
heavy.
90569 heavy, taxi to terminal via Juliet Charlie. Easy 2032, runway 28 via Bravo.
Runway 14, cleared to land.
Condor
Condor
5973,
9608.
cross runway 28. Connie 4475, heavy, contact departure.
Taxi to terminal via Juliet Charlie. Air Canada 90569 heavy.
Runway 28, via Bravo.
Etihad 1377 heavy, continue taxi.
Cross runway 28.
So look at this Air Canada one. He's just done a standard delivery, so whatever. I think he's meant to be in the Go Canada Go livery, but it just hasn't loaded it, so maybe it doesn't work. Yeah. Coming down 4865, contact departure. That's a 8202 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Departure on 125.95. Coordinate 4865. Good. Runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
The Condor
Cathay
went in.
208 heavy.
Danish 1244, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, line up and wait.
Either
Danish 1244.
6058 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Ava 6058 heavy.
Zurich Tower, Speedbird 6508 heavy on final 14.
Zurich ground, ICE A1527 with information Bravo, requesting push and start.
There's the departure. Only phone 5935 heavy, runway 14, cleared to land.
Runway 14, cleared to land. Only pond 5935 heavy.
Condor 9608, taxi to ramp via Hotel Juliet Alpha. Go.
Taxi to ramp via Hotel Juliet Alpha Echo.
Danish
Condor
1244,
9608.
runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Lufthansa 1656, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Danish
FA
1244.
8208, heavy, contact departure.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Lufthansa 1656.
Departure on 125.95. Cathay 8208 heavy. Good.
ISO 1527, pushback approved, facing. Nearly the wrong way. ISO 1527, pushback approved, facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. ICE A1527.
On a 9715 heavy, pushback approved, facing north. Reno 2072 heavy, pushback approved, facing west. Korean in the
Pushback
sky
approved, facing
team,
north.
got
Japan
Japan and the
Airliner
Disney
715
livery,
heavy.
which is probably one of my
Pushback
favourites.
facing west. Korean Air 2072
Condor
heavy.
9608, cross runway 28. Oh, we've got him in the special livery. Either 6058 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Danish 1244, contact departure.
Cross runway 28. Condor 9608.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Ava 6058 heavy. Departure on 125.95. Danish 1244.
Etihad 1377 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16. Line up and wait. Etihad 1377 heavy.
So the Condor is going to come all the way down here. I do quite like that. very different. I think
Zurich ground.
not sure if they
Japan
still
Airliner
use it.
715 heavy with information Bravo. Requesting push and start.
Interesting. We've got another Alnicon landing, which is in the sustainable livery, I think.
Korean Air 2072 heavy with information Bravo, requesting push and start.
Zurich Tower, Dynasty 50908 heavy on 514.
There's the nice Eva Air in the Star Alliance.
Zurich ground. Ice Air 1527 ready to taxi.
ISO 1527, runway 28 via Foxtrot, inner.
Runway 28 via Foxtrot. Inner. Ice Air 1527.
Alnicon 5935 heavy taxi to terminal via Delta. Speedbird 6508 heavy, runway 14 clear to land. This is not something you normally see here as a Speedbird, but I will show you the livery once.
Runway 14, clear the lane. Speedbird 6508 heavy.
Center 1656, runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Mark 2990, runway 28 line up on weights. Japan 9715 heavy, runway 165 Echo. Reno 2072 heavy, runway 165 Echo.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Lufthansa 1656.
Windows going to go all the way down the end.
Line up and wait. Shamrock 2990.
Either a 6058 heavy contact departure. I think in real life they mainly just use like the terminals, so they use all the gates of the terminals here, they'll use some of these remotes here. Obviously they've got all of that and then a few remotes over there for Echo, but I think all of that is like maintenance down the south. All on gates, and then they very rarely use these, these are just parking stands.
Zurich ground. Japan Airliner 715 heavy ready to taxi.
So they're all good, they're all lined up. That's the Etihad going next. That was the Lufthansa, which is just in the old yellow fin livery. There's nothing too special with that one.
363 with information Bravo, requesting push and start.
Lufthansa 1656, contact departure. Etihad 1377 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. I didn't show you the Alnicon actually. This is the Alnicon that landed. So using like a basically like a future promise of sustainability. Quite cool. I've seen this in real life. Can't remember where I saw it. I think it was in Brussels when I was there one time. So very nice over. Red nose 363 pushback approved facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. Red nose 363.
Qantas 9929 heavy pushback approved facing north.
Pushback approved facing north. Qantas
6508 heavy taxi to ramp via Delta. If we go and show you this Speedbird in a second.
Speedbird 6508 heavy.
Dynasty 5298 heavy, runway 14 clear to land. So quickly just catch the Etihad going. I do like the old Etihad. I like the Etihad livery, the new one, but the old one is really nice. The next departure, we'll get the next departure off straight going. Mark 2990, runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Easy 2032, runway 28 line up on weights. So I did originally with the Shamrock for the Aer Lingus try and get the rugby livery, but I just couldn't see the file in the liveries anywhere, so I just don't think it's available, so I just use the old one. Same with EasyJet, I tried using the Europa car one, but that didn't work, so then I tried using the Neo livery, but I might have to switch that to Alpine, which is EasyJet Europe. I'll quickly go and show you this Speedbird here then. This is the
Zurich Tower,
I can't remember the name of it.
on final 14.
I think it's some sort of like Chinese lettering symbols. Yeah, quite a cool, another cool livery. I'll push red nose the one way, so that doesn't matter too much. Good. Red nose is going to have to just take a right turn on Alpha. Qatari 1550 heavy, pushback approved facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. Qatari 1550 heavy.
Zurich ground. Red nose 363 ready to taxi.
Red nose 363, runway 28 via Alpha.
Runway 28 via Alpha. Red nose 363.
I forgot to line the Japan up. So I'm gonna have to take
Zurich
another
ground.
straight.
Qantas 9929
Japan
heavy ready to taxi.
9715 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16. Line up and wait.
Qantas
Japan
9929
Airliner
heavy,
715
runway
heavy.
16 via Mike Echo.
Runway 16 via Mike Echo. Qantas 9929 heavy.
Easy 2032, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. ISO 1527, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Easy 2032.
Jordanian 5184, pushback approved, facing west. Gonna take him off 16, I think.
Runway 28. Line up and wait.
Just because we've got
ICA
the Qatar pushback.
1527.
Pushback approved, facing west. Jordanian 5184. Zurich ground. Jordanian
I'm up
5184.
2990, contact departure.
Requesting push and start.
The EasyJet's going.
Departure on
Red nose.
125.95.
Yeah.
Shamrock 2990.
We get
Good
the
day.
Japan Air going.
Zurich ground. Qatari 1550 heavy ready to taxi.
What you need to do is shut the call on over this. World Express. Sorry, he's gonna have to walk. It's Jordanian. Bird's going into the World Express 7432, runway 14, cleared to land.
Runway 14. Clear to land. World Express 7432. Zurich Tower. Lufthansa 731 on final 14.
Initially 5298 heavy, taxi to ramp via Delta.
Taxi to ramp. Via Delta. Dynasty 5298 heavy.
We'll have a look at that one in a second. Japan 90715 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Reno 2072 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16. Cleared for
Going all the way
takeoff.
up here.
Japan Airliner 715 heavy.
SO's lined up.
Runway 16, line up and
Easy
wait.
2032, contact departure.
2072 heavy. Departure on 125.95. Easy 2032. Good day.
Zurich ground. Jordanian 5184 ready to taxi.
Jordanian 5184, runway 16 at Echo 3 via Echo. Sorry, 1550, runway 16 via Echo. Qatari 1550 heavy, runway 16 via Echo.
Runway 16. At Echo 3 via Echo. Jordanian 5184.
Command for on start. Qatari 1550
Really
heavy.
want to look at this.
Runway 16 via
Japan,
Echo. Qatari 1550 heavy.
in terms of the liveries. There it goes. Next landing is coming in. Gonna have a quick look. This is a China airline. I'm not sure what livery it's meant to be in, but it's got to send RT onto departure. Whoops. Because I'm just concentrating on the liveries, but yeah, I'm not. It's meant to be in a special livery, but it's obviously not loaded it, so unfortunately, standard one. Next departure going off
Zurich
here.
ground. Right air 1653 with information Bravo.
So
Requesting push and
1527 runway
start.
28, cleared for takeoff. Red nose 363 runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28. Cleared for takeoff. Ice Air 1527. Runway 28. Line up and wait. Red nose 363.
World Express. World Express 7432, taxi to ramp via Hotel Charlie 3 Kilo. World Express 7432, taxi to ramp via Charlie 3 Kilo.
Duplicated
Alpine
command.
8798, runway 14, clear to land.
Taxi to RAM.
Alpine
via Charlie
8798,
3
go around.
Kilo. World Express 7432.
Negative. Altitude is low. Alpine 8798.
Qantas 99929, a heavy cross runway 28.
Go around.
Deal.
Alpine 8798.
Cross runway 28.
Fortunately, we had to go around, so that's fine. Can see if he's in the Neo livery or not.
Going around
Might be
Alpine
actually.
8798.
We're gonna have a quick look at this one. So this should be the DHL in ride delivery. Yes, it's got the rainbow on the back. So that one. We're in a 2072 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Alpine 8798, turn left, heading 020.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Korean Air
Alpine
2072 heavy.
8798, contact departure. Alpine 9715 heavy, contact departure.
Turn left heading 20. Alpine 87908. Departure on 125.905. Alpine 87908. Good day.
Departure on
SA 1527, contact
125.905.
departure.
Japan Airliner 715 Heavy. Good day.
Lufthansa 731, runway 14, clear to land. Ryanair 1653, pushback approved facing north.
Departure on
Gonna forget about him then.
125.905. Ice Air 1527.
We've got
Good day.
Ford Express 7432, cross runway 28.
Runway 14. Clear to land. Lufthansa
Delivery
731.
Carrier and the Sky Team over there.
Run Air 1653.
Cross runway 28. World
Yeah,
Express
cross.
7432.
I need to get the next one lined up. Is Jordanian 5184, runway 16, line up and wait.
Runway 16. Line up and wait. Jordanian 5184.
Red nose 363, runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28. Cleared for takeoff. Red nose 363.
Green Air 2072, heavy, contact departure.
Departure on 125.95. Korean Air 2072 heavy. Good day.
Azores 1314, pushback approved facing north. With these Azores, I think they have
Pushback
like
approved facing north.
7 or 8 different
Air Source
liveries, and they all just have like different text on the side. They're all like in an Azores Airlines like that, but then all
Zurich
this
ground.
has like
Air Source
different stuff.
1314 with
Quite cool,
information
to be fair.
Bravo. Requesting push and start.
Jordania is next to go. We've got a Lufthansa, which should be in Lufthansa livery, as far as I'm aware. Lufthansa 731, taxi to terminal via Venus.
Taxi to terminal via
Saudi
Juliet.
5845 heavy, pushback approved
Lufthansa
facing
731.
west. I do quite like this Saudi livery as well. This is
Pushback
quite
approved
cool.
facing west. Saudi 5845 heavy.
I think
Zurich
it's
ground.
to do with
Right
the
Air
Formula
1653 ready
E
to
by the
taxi.
looks of it.
Zurich Tower, Lufthansa 8656 on final 14.
Red nose 363, contact departure. Jordanian 5184, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Next one.
Departure on 125.95. Red nose
Oh,
363.
second.
Good day.
Sorry, 1550 heavy, runway 16, line up and wet.
Runway 16. Cleared for takeoff. Jordanian 5184.
Runway 16. Line up and wait. Qatari 1550 heavy.
Ryanair 1653, runway 28 via Echo Inner.
Runway 28 via Echo. Inner. Right Air 165.
Sun Express 4116, pushback approved facing east. Quite like this Star Trek one, I've seen this livery as well in real life. It is a cool one. So we've got Jordanian in the One World livery departing.
1314 ready to taxi.
Quite cool in terms of keeping the tail and the engines, but then painting in the One World.
Zurich ground. Saudi 5845 heavy with information Bravo.
There's nothing to
Requesting push
depart
and
on
start.
there. And the 731 cross runway 28.
Cross runway 28.
Ryanair coming
Lufthansa
here.
731.
Azores 1314, runway 28 via Mike, Foxtrot Inner.
Runway 28 via Mike. Foxtrot. Inner. Air Source
Jordanian 5184, contact departure. Sorry, 1550 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Qantas 9929 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait.
Departure on 125.95. Jordanian 5184. Good day.
Runway 16. Cleared for takeoff.
Yeah, there you go, he's in the nice
Runway
Lufthansa. Don't know where he's
16. Line
going.
up and wait. Qantas 9929 Heavy.
Zurich
Gonna have to
ground.
hold
Saudi
them to-
5845 heavy ready to taxi.
Who's going there?
Zurich ground.
Down to
Sun Express
731, taxi to
4116 with
terminal via
information Bravo.
Foxtrot.
Requesting push and start.
731, hold short of taxiway Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Foxtrot. Lufthansa 731. Hold short of taxiway
Croatian
Foxtrot.
5980,
Lufthansa
pushback approved,
731.
facing west. Lufthansa 8656, runway 14, clear to land. Look at this car now in the nice World Cup livery.
Croatia flight 980.
Runway 14, cleared to land. Lufthansa 8656.
Zurich ground. Sun Express 4116 ready to taxi.
Sun Express 4116, runway 28 via Charlie 3.
Runway 28 via Charlie 3.
Probably a better taxiway
Sun
than
Express
that.
4116.
Sun Express 4116, runway 28 via Hotel Bravo.
Runway 28 via Hotel Bravo. Sun Express 4116.
Lufthansa 731, continue taxi. Lufthansa 731, continue taxi. Remember what this taxiway.
Continue taxi. Lufthansa 731.
Torres 1314, hold short of taxiway November. There is Torres 1314, hold short of taxiway November.
Hold short of taxiway.
Sorry, 5845 heavy, runway 16 via Echo. Sorry, 1550 heavy, contact departure. Qantas 9929 heavy, runway 16 cleared for takeoff.
Hold short of taxiway November. Air Azores 1314.
Runway 16.
Ryanair is just in the motorway livery, he's in the Lufthansa. Croatian's in Star Alliance and he's just in one of the unique ones. There is a few different of the Air Azores, but I just picked this one. Air Azores 1314, continue taxi. Sun Express, anything down here, we're getting off 28.
Zurich Tower, Edelweiss 5002 on final 14.
We have an Edelweiss, I think he is in a special livery, but it's nothing too much. Croatian 5980, runway 28 via Foxtrot, you know?
Runway 28 via Foxtrot, inner, Croatia flight 980.
So look at the Streamliner going now. Again, in terms of, so if you're using this livery, don't look at the kind of airports that these are going to, because like if I show you right now, like see, Qantas, he's going to Gatwick, just on the way that he put the schedule and just replace the aircraft in it, rather than rebuild a schedule to right destination, so we don't have duplicates. But again, you don't need to worry too much about that, it's more about getting the aircraft off the ground and the gates. Sun Express 4116, runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Sun Express 4116.
Get him straight out. So next Lufthansa's in, one's parked up.
Zurich Tower, Etihad 9788 heavy on final 14.
Lufthansa 8656, taxi to terminal via Juliet.
Taxi to terminal via Juliet.
Saudi 5845 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait. Qantas 9929 heavy, contact departure. Edelweiss 5002, runway 14, clear to land. I don't think there'll be too many more now. I think the Croatian is
Departure on 125.905. Qantas
towards
9929 heavy.
the end
Per day.
of the hour.
Runway 14, cleared to land.
Yeah, so
Edelweiss
there's
5002.
a Turkish, an Emirates, and a United, I think, might see in terms of departures. So we've got 3 more to look at from a departures perspective. And from an arrivals, we've got 5. What is departing? There's a Star Trek livery going. I will just have a quick look at my schedule in a second in terms of what aircraft we've actually got left. So there's the Star Trek. If I look at my arrivals, so we've got departures. we've got the Edelweiss, which is meant to land at 28, so our arrivals are really far behind. What I'm going to quickly do, just to make sure you see all of these arriving aircraft. I'm going to open up runway 16 for landing. No, I'm not. I'm going to open up runway 28 for landing and see if we'll see if we can get these aircraft in. So, in terms of my schedule, the Edelweiss was meant to land at 28. The Alpine missed. So Etihad is there, which was land at 35. So we're running about 15 minutes behind. We'll just try and get some of them in, just because I want to try and see all of the special liveries that I've got set up for this. So we'll see if we can try and just get some of the arrivals in 28 as well. Right now, 1653, runway 28, line up and wait. Right now, 1653, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Express 4116, contact departure. So it's more just testing this as well.
Right air 1653.
Obviously, like in terms of a normal runway config, they don't get 40 aircraft landing in an hour, and I don't even think you can actually fit that on one runway. I think probably just about could, but obviously most of the time you probably couldn't.
Zurich ground, the United 4613 with information echo, requesting push and start.
So we can obviously run this. We'll get some departures off. The United is probably the last in terms of departures, so just going to get 2 runways off and to try and get our arrivals in the next like 10 minutes. United 4613, pushback approved, facing west. Let's take him off 16 and just get our departures off 16.
United 4613.
Arizora 1314, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Arizora 1314.
And then now we're back to kind of the start of the hour, so we get the Viet Jet Air again.
Ground, Viet Jet Air 2821 heavy with information echo. Requesting
so it kind of goes into the next hour now, because we're starting to go into the 4 PM hour. Thunder 8656, crash runway 28.
Cross runway 28. Lufthansa
Etihad 9788 heavy, runway 14, clear to land. Saudi 5845 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Runway 1653, contact departure.
Etihad 9788 heavy.
Runway 16.
Keep working on these.
Takeoff.
Jet 2821 heavy, pushback approved, facing north. And this is why I use different like obviously numbers and stuff as well, because when we get into this kind of duplicated hour, because we've got in the start at 3 PM and start at 4 PM, it kind of loads them both in right at the start, and then now we go into like the first minute of that. Well, it's towards the end, so the end of the 2 PM hour is when we actually start the schedule, and then you've got the end of the 3 PM starting that. He's ready to go. We need to get Edelweiss into Edelweiss 5002, taxi to terminal via Juliet.
Taxi to terminal via
I'm just trying to get our departures out.
Edelweiss 5002.
So we'll have a quick look at the Saudi. Obviously we missed the Ryanair, but it's only in a Malta. We've really well seen that, I think. Lovely Saudi there. United 4613, runway 16 via Echo. Azores 1314, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Azores 1314, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Croatian 5980, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 16 via Echo. The United 4613.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Arizora 1314.
Saudi 5845 heavy, contact departure. There's the Azores. Unique delivery, we've obviously already had a look at that. United's taxi and Etihad, I think it's just another retro. Etihad 9788 heavy, taxi to terminal via Delta. Alpine 8798, 14, clear to land.
Taxi to terminal via Delta. Etihad 9788 heavy.
Runway 14, clear to land. Alpine 8798.
That's the next takeoff.
East flight 7560 and final 28.
And then we have an east flight, which is
Viet Jet Air 2821 heavy, ready to taxi.
Viet Jet 821 heavy, runway 16 via Mike Echo. Viet Jet 2821 heavy, runway 16 via Mike Echo. Croatian 5980, runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
2821 heavy.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
100% sure you can actually do this, because if like, he goes around, like, and he's landing, and he goes around early, he probably hasn't tried. But yeah, we'll run it anyway. This is the Edelweiss. Yeah, so the Etihad is just another 777 in the I think I did try and use another livery, but it wasn't working, so I just used that again. You can see the Edelweiss is slightly different. It's got this kind of texture at the front. Not 100% sure. But yeah. Edelweiss 5002, cross runway 28. Getting across quickly.
Cross runway 28, Edelweiss 5002.
Audio's gone. There's RS 1314, contact departure.
Departure on 125.
And then we get the Europa again. So we're kind of back, in terms of departures, we're back to where we were. Europa 3290, push back approved facing west. That's why at the start we saw like duplicates, so obviously the Danish will probably be going again soon. The Icelander will probably be going again soon, the Beeline will be going again soon, Germanwings will be going again soon. East flight 7560, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28, clear to land. East flight 7560.
And we've got the other Air Canada, which is also wanting to go. It's nice of it.
Zurich ground, Europa
Air Canada 3308, heavy pushback approved, facing west.
Start.
Keep these going, and then obviously we'll try and get our arrivals, just so you see all of them. Croatian 5980, contact departure. He was in that. We've got the Alpine landing, we've got the Gulf Air, and then, so in terms of what's left, so there's a Gulf Air, I've got an ISA Boeing 737, got a different Japan, we've got a Pakistan and another Qatar, a different Qatar, a Tarom, which is quite nice, another Azores, a different Saudi, a different Sun Express, and then a Turkish, and then the Emirates 380 in the Magic Group is the blue one, which will be a great end to the video once we do get there, because we do need to get our arrivals in. So yeah, we're running about like 15 minutes behind, so like the EasyJet after the Gulf Air, which is, trying to check my schedule, 4453. So he was due at 36, the Gulf Air was due at 37. So we're about 20 minutes behind in terms of arrivals. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 12, 13, 15 arrivals that we still need to get in. Well, keep an eye on them, obviously. We'll keep running the schedule. We'll keep running, just in terms of what I want to do. Onipon wants to go. We just need to keep an eye on this east flight. So he's coming to the left. We just need to make sure he doesn't vacate onto Echo.
Zurich ground, Air Canada 3308, heavy ready to taxi.
East flight 7560, exit at taxiway Foxtrot.
Exit at taxiway Foxtrot. East flight 7560.
Canada 3308, heavy runway 6 via Foxtrot. Echo.
Runway 16.
Air Canada 3308, heavy runway 16 via Foxtrot. Foxtrot 2. Echo.
Runway 16 via Foxtrot. Foxtrot 2. Echo. Air Canada 2308 heavy.
We've got the Alpine going. Alpine 8798. Taxi to terminal via Juliet. Inner Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Juliet. Foxtrot. Alpine
Europa 3290, runway 28 via Foxtrot Inner.
Runway 28 via Foxtrot. Inner. Europa 3290.
United 4613, runway 16 on up and west.
Runway 16, line up and wait for United 4613.
I'm not sure what this livery is actually. Anipon 8217, heavy pushback approved facing west.
Pushback approved facing west. On Nippon 8217 heavy.
Need to try and figure out how to actually get my aircraft across and actually get them off 16 departing as well. I mean, if it vacates Echo, then we're screwed. I asked it to vacate at Foxtrot. Not going that way anyway. Go for 9092 heavy, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28, clear to land. Gulf Air 9092 heavy.
Flight 7560, hold position.
Negative, I'm landing. East Flight 7560.
Zurich Tower, Swiss 3568 on final 14.
East Flight 7560, taxi to terminal via Bravo Juliet.
Taxi to terminal via Bravo. Juliet, East Flight 7560.
You're gonna have to wait to crash because it's Gulf Air London. I'm gonna bring him around in a circle and bring him down Juliet. Yeah. Just show you the. Oh, this is the Alpine. So the Alpine's in the Neo livery. If you've not seen the Neo livery before, just when they get the Neo Alpine. The Gulfer is in a nice 70 years old. Honeypon, hold on. Alpine 8798, cross runway 28.
Cross runway 28, Alpine 8798.
Gulfer 9092 heavy, take double exit on right. Jetta 2821 heavy, cross runway 28.
Take next available exit on right. Gulf Air 9092 heavy. Cross runway 28, Jetta 2821 heavy.
Zurich Tower, Itero 2726 on final 28.
So Alpine's crossed, Jetta is crossing. Gulfer is vacating. Have to figure out where he needs to go. Easy 4453, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28, clear to land. Easy 4453.
So Alpine's good, Easy's landing. Gulfer's landed. Look how we get the Gulfer in. Gulfer 9092 heavy, taxi to terminal via Bravo Juliet Delta. Gulfer 9092 heavy, taxi to terminal via Bravo Juliet Delta. Honeypon 8217 heavy, runway 16 via Echo. Gulfer 9092 heavy, cross runway 16.
Taxi to terminal via Bravo, Juliet, Delta, Gulf Air 9092 heavy. Runway 16 via Echo. Omnipond 8217 heavy.
We need to get the United going next.
Cross runway 16, Gulf Air 9092 heavy.
Where's the... Keep an eye on
Zurich
this.
ground. Airline 1813 with information echo. Requesting push and start.
East Flight 7560, cross runway 28. I'll have a look at that in a second.
Cross runway 28, East Flight
As soon
7560.
as Easy's vacated,
Zurich Tower, Turkish 119 on final
or even
14.
gone past that, we can get the United going. United 4613, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Air Canada 3308, heavy runway 16, on a point. So there's the Turkish 119 and then the Ataro. So the Ataro, there should be an Icelander which is also behind him. So the next one we're expecting is Japan Air behind that. So once the United's crossed, we can get him. Swiss 3568, runway 14, clear to land. This is the East Flight.
Runway 14, clear to land.
Look,
Swiss
like a
3568.
green livery. An Eastern areas and a green livery. Nothing I've seen before. Gulfer is going into stand, which is all good. Rest of them again. EasyJet. Well, Alpine's there. Airline 1813, pushback approved facing north. United's fighting.
Pushback approved facing north. Airline 1813.
At all 2726, runway straight, clear to land.
Runway 28,
There's the
clear to land.
United and that
Itero
was delivery.
2726.
Go. So next one to land up. Easy into stand. Easy 4453, taxi to terminal via Bravo. Good.
Taxi to terminal via Bravo. Easy 4453.
Zurich
Gophers
Tower,
going in.
Ice Air 5880 on final 28.
Swiss one. So there's the Japan Air. So after Japan Air, we have a KLM. We're getting there. There's probably about 10 left after that. So probably another 10-15 minutes. Apologies for the longer video because I know some people, again, it's not too much in terms of a long video.
Zurich ground, Speedbird 2750 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Have a Speedbird. Gophers going in. So Swiss is good to land. Taro is next. 4613, contact departure. Easy 4453, cross runway 16.
Departure on 125.905, the United 4613. Good day.
Speedbird 2750, push back approved, facing.
Cross runway 16. Easy 4453.
We also need to
Push
try and
back
get this
approved, facing
Europa.
east. Speedbird 2750.
Probably go with the Canada next, get the Europa out later.
Zurich ground. Airline 1813 ready to taxi.
Airline 1813, runway 28 via Mike, Foxtrot Inners. Airline 1813, runway 28 via Mike, Foxtrot Inner.
Runway 28 via Mike. Foxtrot. Inner. Sierra.
Turkish 119, runway 14, clear to land. We've got a Swiss that needs to go in. Swiss 3568, taxi to terminal via Juliet. Alpha. I don't know why I've said Alpha. Swiss 3568, taxi to terminal via Juliet.
Runway 28 via Mike. Foxtrot. Inner.
EasyJet's
Airline
in.
1813.
Swiss is about to
Runway
land.
14, clear to
Taro
land.
is
Turkish
good.
119.
Taxi
Going
to
for
terminal
it.
via Juliet. Alpha.
I'll
Swiss
show you the Taro
3568.
in a minute. The Taro
Taxi to
is
terminal via Juliet. Swiss 3568.
Zurich Tower. Japan Air 4172 heavy and final 28.
Canada going. Upper out. Canada 3308 heavy runway 16 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16.
Yeah,
Clear
Jetta
for takeoff.
21.
Air Canada 3308 heavy.
Yeah, Jetta 2821 heavy runway 16 on appointment.
Runway 16. Line up and wait. Jet Air 2821 heavy.
Where Taro is
Zurich
going.
ground,
Okay,
Speedbird
so
2750 ready to taxi.
Taro 2726 taxi to terminal via Lima.
Taxi to terminal via
Around
Lima.
1818,
Taro
push back approved
2726.
facing west.
Push back approved facing west.
With a
Line
2750 runway
1818.
28 via so.
Runway 28 via hotel. Speedbird 2750.
Push 3568 cross runway 28.
Cross runway 28. Swiss 3568.
Airline 1813 hold position. Another Air Canada departing.
Hold position. Airline 1813.
Oh,
Zurich Tower, only 15431 heading on final 14.
ISO 5880 runway 28 clear to land. So there's another Alnicon there.
Ice Air 5880.
Isn't actually in my list, but must be from like, yeah, it's from the next hour. So
Zurich ground.
stuff can arrive there.
1818 with information echo. Requesting push and start.
At our 2726 cross runway 16.
Cross runway 16. Itaro 2726.
Airline 1813 continue taxi. Yeah, so this Swiss is just in Star Airlines. It's just Star Airlines Swiss really. So he's all good in gate. Taro is down.
Itaro 5666 with information echo.
Turkish
Requesting
down.
push and start.
Turkish into stand. Turkish 119 a taxi to terminal via Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Delta. Turkish 119.
ISO is next to land. He lands, but Taro is coming in here. Good.
Zurich ground. Going to
Air Canada
7210.
3308 contact departure.
Requesting push and start.
Air Canada 3308 heavy contact departure. So we're getting all the departures again now.
Negative. I'm in the air. Air Canada
Going down
3308 heavy.
7210, pushback approved facing north. Condor 4978, pushback approved facing north.
Departure on 125.95.
Europa 3290, runway 28 on for winds.
Good day.
The MHC is there.
Corendon 7210.
So 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Europa 3290. Zurich ground.
Yeah, so.
Line 1818 ready to taxi.
Line 1818, runway 28 via Foxtrot inner.
Runway 28 via Foxtrot inner. Beeline 1818.
ISO is down.
Zurich Tower, Air Arabia Morocco 6084 on final 28.
So once the ISO is located, we get Europa straight out.
Zurich ground,
Come on,
control
ISO.
4978 with information echo, requesting push and start.
Europa 3290, runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28.
Shadow 5666, pushback approved facing west. Honeypon 5431 heavy, runway 14, clear to land. So I didn't show you the Turkish actually.
Pushback approved facing west.
Turkish is just in the old Anadolu
Runway
jet.
14, clear to land.
Anadolu jet livery.
5431 heavy.
That's the Turkish. We've got this again, and then Japana is next to
Zurich
land.
ground, contour 1755 with information echo, requesting push and start.
The Condor 1755 is going to have to wait. Need to get the ISO in. ISO 5880, taxi to terminal.
Taxi to terminal. ICE Air 5880.
Japana 4172 heavy, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway
We're going to
28,
get
clear
the
to land.
Jet
Japan Air
next.
4172 heavy.
Departure.
Zurich ground, Corendon
Europa
7210 ready to
3290,
taxi.
contact departure. Condor 4978, runway 28 via Mike, Foxtrot inner. Going down 7210, runway 28 via Echo inner.
Departure on 125.95. Europa 3290. Good day. Runway 28.
Pakistan's there, the K-line's there, so that's probably about another 5 after that.
Runway 28, Monaco. Inner. Corendon 7210.
Jet Jetta 2821 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Honeypon 8217 heavy, runway 16 Honeypon wet.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. Viet Jet Air 2821 heavy. Runway 16.
Viva
line up and
2750,
wait.
runway 28 Honeypon wet.
217 heavy.
Runway 28, line up and wait.
Condor 1755, pushback approved facing north.
Pushback approved facing north. Contour 1755.
Shadow 5666, runway 28 via Foxtrot inner. Or 4978, hold short of taxiway November. Japan 4172 heavy, taxi to terminal via Bravo Juliet. Japan 4172 heavy, crash runway 6.
Runway 28, via Foxtrot.
Viva 2750, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Let's remember what MHC is.
Contour 4978.
Lands in on
Taxi to terminal via Bravo.
Arabian
Juliet.
Morocco.
Japan Air 4172 heavy. Cross runway 16. Japan Air 4172 heavy.
Runway 28, clear for takeoff. Speedbird 2750.
Turkish is
Zurich
in.
Tower, J-Line 3154 on final 14.
Zurich ground, Itaro 5666 ready to taxi.
Zurich Tower, Pakistan 8897 heavy on final 28.
Going down 7210, hold short of taxiway inner. Jet Jetta 2821 heavy, contact departure. Arabia Morocco 6084, runway 28 line up on it. Why am I saying that? Arabia Morocco 6084, runway 28, clear to land.
Hold short of taxiway inner. Corendon 7210.
Honeypon 5431 heavy, taxi to terminal via Juliet, Charlie. Well, I think that's just an
Departure on 125.95. Viet Jet Air 2821 heavy.
it's just the same
Negative, enemy air. Air Arabia
Same
Morocco
one as
6084. Runway 28, clear to land. Air
going
Arabia
down
Morocco
7210,
6084.
continue taxi. Condor 4978, continue taxi. ISO 5880, continue taxi.
Taxi to terminal.
Viva
via Juliet.
2750, contact
Charlie.
departure.
Only 5431 heavy.
KLM 3154, runway 14, clear to land. So we've got IZO, we've got Star, which is another
Continue taxi.
2.
Contour 4978.
There is about 4 or
Zurich
5 or
ground.
so.
Ice Air 5880.
KLM
Request
1813,
crossing
runway 28, 1 up and
Ice Air 5880. Departure on 125.95.
Not actually sure what the
Speedbird
aircraft is.
2750.
Please handle the subsea wants the speed. ISO 5880, cross runway 16.
Runway 14, clear to land. Tail in 3154. Runway 28, line up and wait. A-line 1813.
Cross runway 16. Ice Air 5880. Zurich ground. Contour 1755 ready to taxi. Zurich tower. Air exhaust 39983 on final 14.
Airline 1813, runway 28, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28, clear to take off.
Arabian Maroc
A-line
6084,
1813.
taxi to terminal via Delta.
Taxi to terminal via Delta. Air Arabian Maroc 6084.
Nice, says Condor 1755, runway 28 via Echo Inner.
Runway 28 via Echo Inner. Contour 1755.
Get the on, aren't we? Only Pond 8217 heavy, runway 16, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16, cleared for takeoff. On Nippon 8217 heavy.
Yeah, we are running a slightly longer video, but what it is.
Zurich Tower, Qatari 159er, 4 heavy on final 28.
159, and then we got Beeline 4. Beeline's in the next hour, I think. Still waiting for a few. I just really want to see the Emirates. I mean, the Turkish isn't too much. The Tarom would be nice to see, and the Emirates. Pakistan 8875 heavy, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28, clear to land. Pakistan 8897 heavy.
Airline 1813, contact departure.
Departure on 125.
Here's Star Wars again.
A-line 1813. Good day.
Airline's over there. KLM 3154, taxi to terminal via Juliet Inner Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Juliet Inner Foxtrot. Tail in 3154.
Not sure if the Pakistan's actually in a special. I tried putting it, but I'm not sure if it actually would. Nippon 8217 heavy, contact departure. Comes down.
Departure on 125.95. On Nippon 8217 heavy.
There's RS 39083, runway 14, clear to land.
Runway 14. Clear to land. Air
Condor
exhaust
5800 heavy, pushback approved facing north.
Pushback approved facing north.
Airline
Condor
1818, runway 28, 1 up and west. Pakistan's just in the normal.
Runway 28.
Yeah, just the normal
line up
livery.
and wait. Beeline 1818.
Nice to see. You don't really see that anywhere nowadays. Doesn't fly into Europe, but I just put it in anyway. I forgot to show you this one over here, which is the Arabian Maroc. I'll have a quick look at this. Jet lines. I think it's like an older livery. Quite cool. So Pakistan, as soon as he vacates, we'll get 2 more departures. And this Condor is pushing back. Taram's showing up here now. So him not 2.
Zurich Tower, Beeline 475 on final 28.
Located. Beeline 1818, runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Shadow 5666, runway 28, line up and wet. Cross.
Runway 28.
Body.
Clear
Launch
for
is up.
takeoff. Beeline 1818. Runway 28.
Time
Line
to
up
get.
and wait. Itaro 5666.
Pakistan 8875, heavy, taxi to terminal via Echo Charlie. Pakistan 8878 heavy, cross runway 16. Pakistan 887. Pakistan 8897 heavy, cross runway 16. There's another
Taxi
Beeline
to
in
terminal
10
via Echo. Charlie. Pakistan 8897
not
heavy.
going to cross him yet, because we
Negative.
only got
Quick
departures.
arrival. Pakistan 8897 heavy. Cross runway 16, Pakistan 8897 heavy.
Condor 5880 heavy, runway 16 via. Taking a different way actually.
Negative. Taxi not found.
Condor
Condor
5880 heavy, runway
5880
16 via Foxtrot.
Runway 16 via Foxtrot. Condor 5880
Condor
heavy.
5666, runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Line 1818, contact departure. Get the sky across.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Itaro 5666.
So Taron's at the Sun
11818.
Express has just popped up on my list.
Ground. Condor
There's
5880
that,
heavy
there's a
ready to
Saudi
taxi.
and Turkish and Emirates. Four more aircraft. KLM 3154, cross runway 28.
Cross runway 28. KLM 3154.
KLM 3154, hold short, taxiway Foxtrot.
Hold short of taxiway Foxtrot. KLM 3154.
Arizorus 3983, taxi to ramp via Juliet, inner Foxtrot.
Taxi to ramp via Juliet, inner Foxtrot. Arizor 3983.
Sorry, 1594 heavy, runway 28, clear to land.
Runway 28, cleared to land. Qatari 1594 heavy.
Shadow 5666, contact departure.
Departure on 125.9 or 5. Itaro 5666. Good day.
Zurich Tower, Terran 4237 on final 14.
We've got the Qatar in the retro livery now, which is a nice one. Going down 7210, runway 28, line up and wait.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Going in 7210.
The Pakistan's going in there, so that's all good. 5800 heavy, cross runway 28.
Cross runway
Airline 3154, continue taxi.
5800 heavy.
Continue taxi.
Don't know if else in the arrival. I really want to see the Emirates one. That's the main one. Put that at the end to try and end the video on it, but obviously I didn't kind of take into account how long this would be. There's another Itaro on. Again, there's the next
Tower,
hour.
Sun
So
Express 1188 on final 28.
I'm hoping that still loads are just running next one. Ground on 7210, runway 28 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28, cleared for takeoff. Going in 7210.
Sorry, 1594 heavy, taxi to terminal via Bravo Foxtrot. We'll have a look at it and see who goes into gate.
Foxtrot, Delta. Qatari 1594 heavy.
On 4237, runway 14 clear to land.
Runway 14, cleared to land. Terran 4237.
Do have the beeline on short final. Sorry, 1594 heavy, cross runway 6. Beeline 475, runway 28, clear to land.
Cross runway 16. Qatari 1594 heavy.
Runway 28,
On
clear to land.
7210, contact departure.
475.
Going on 7210, contact departure.
Negative. I'm on the ground. Contour 1755. Departure on 125.95.
Condor
Going in 7210. Good day.
4978, runway 28, line up and wet.
Runway 28, line up and wet. Contour 4978.
Condor 5800 heavy, runway 16, line up and wet. Arizorus 3983, cross runway 28.
Runway 16, line up and wait. Condor 5800 heavy. Cross runway 28. Air Resort 3983.
Arizorus 39. Just going.
Zurich ground. Lufthansa 7769er with information echo. Requesting push and start.
get these two departures out and then that's done.
Zurich Tower, Italo 429 rate on final 14.
So the Condor 667 is again in the next hour. Condor 4978 runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Condor 1755 runway 28 line up and wait. Line 475 taxi to terminal via Lima.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff. Contour 4978. Runway 28.
Give it another 10
line
minutes
up
if they
and
don't show up on, well, 5-10 minutes, and if they don't show up on the radar for arrival, then we will we'll call it a day.
Zurich ground, Danish 789er with information echo, requesting push and start.
Danish 7899 pushback approved facing west.
Pushback approved facing west, Danish 789er.
Line 475 cross runway 6.
Cross runway 16, line 475.
Condor 1755 runway 28 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 28 cleared for takeoff.
Wow, that's an amazing sound. The 7769 pushback approved facing east. Condor 4978 contact departure.
Pushback approved facing
As always,
east.
is coming all the way down here. Leaving to Qatari's in. Beeline's coming in. The next bus is going to be landing in a second. That was landed. Those are two Condors, so I mean we're running like 32 minutes behind, so it shouldn't be right. Runway 202 pushback approved facing east. Sun Express 1188 runway 28 clear to land. Because after the Sun Express, because that's Sun Express 1188, so there is just a Turkish A330, the Emirates A380, which we should have seen, but the Emirates A380 doesn't look like it to work. Yeah, here's what it is. Condor 1755 contact departure. Danish 7899 runway 28 at Kilo via Foxtrot inner.
Departure on 125.05, contour 1755. Good day. Runway 28
landing.
at Kilo via
Condor
Foxtrot
can go next.
inner. Danish 7899.
Shadow 4298 runway 14 cleared to land. This Sun Express is in a different livery as well.
Runway 14.
The Taram is as well, so I'll show you that
Italo
one.
4298.
Taram 4237 taxi to terminal via Juliet.
Taxi to terminal via Juliet. Term 4237.
Condor 5800 heavy runway 16 cleared for takeoff.
Runway 16 cleared for takeoff.
Condor 7769 runway 28 via inner.
Runway 28 via inner. Lufthansa 776.
Show you the Taram, which is in like a
Lufthansa
old
776
retro
ready to
livery.
taxi.
Quite a cool one.
Zurich Tower, Condor 6728 on final 28.
Yeah, so there's the Taram in the old livery. We'll leave him going. We'll show you the Sun Express in a minute. Iraq 202 runway 28 via hotel.
Runway
Go on
28
moving.
Bravo Hotel, Shamrock 202.
And I was going. Sun Express 1188 taxi to terminal via Bravo Charlie. Try 1450 was on my list, which has just popped up on the radar, and then I think the Emirates was behind that. Give it another few minutes.
Zurich ground, Etihad 273 to heavy with information echo, requesting
Condor.
push and start.
Sun Express 1188 cross runway 16. And 6744 runway 28 clear to land.
Cross runway 16.
At 4237 cross runway 28. At 4238 hold short taxiway alpha. 5800 heavy, contact departure. Etihad 272 heavy, pushback approach facing west.
Runway 28, clear
So
to
we're
land.
gonna have a quick look at
Condor
this Sun Express
6744.
for a second.
Cross runway 28. Terram
Using like
4237.
a, can't remember what it's called.
Negative. I'm arrival.
World's best leisure
Terram
airline.
4237.
Like little patterns on the
Departure
back.
on 125.05.
Quite another cool one.
Condor 5800 heavy. Good day.
Arms down. It's
Pushback
hello.
approved facing west. Etihad 273
It's just
to
touched
heavy.
down. Got Condor switching. Oh, I didn't. Well, I told him to hold short.
Zurich ground, easy 2066
I'm
with
gonna delete
information echo.
the Danish.
Requesting push and
We've
start.
already had the Danish. Condor's on. Yeah, it's pushing. I'm just gonna. No, just leave him because I'm. Alright. It's Addo what was up there. We think we've already seen that one. Addo 4298 taxi to terminal via Juliet in a Foxtrot.
Taxi to terminal via Juliet. Inner Foxtrot. Itaro 4298.
I think this is a red Condor now. I'm saying. Addo is down.
Zurich Tower, Qatari 1450 heavy on final 28.
EHK. Like, yeah, I'm just gonna give it a few more minutes. I really want to see the Emirates. I might have to adjust this schedule just in terms of the arrivals and like just bring a few of them
Zurich
around
ground.
because
Etihad 273 to heavy, ready to taxi.
if some of them are like running late and you don't get them. Etihad 2732 heavy, runway 16 Echo.
Runway 16.
Under 7769, runway 28, line up and wait.
273 to heavy.
Get him out.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Lufthansa 7769er.
Down. Move in. Connect once taxied past. Condor needs to hurry up and get the runway though. Lufthansa 7769 and runway 28 cleared for takeoff. This is the
Runway
Lufthansa that
28,
came in
cleared
before.
for takeoff. Lufthansa 7769er.
I'm gonna give it a few more minutes, 2 minutes, and then if the Etihad doesn't show up, then we will we'll leave it there. Obviously, we'll get this Qatari in because I think this Qatar is 350 as a special livery. The Qatar one should be another. We will cross later. Don't let me have time to cross 500 feet. So Etihad's gone.
Zurich
Easy
ground.
2066, push back up facing
707
east.
with information echo. Requesting push and start.
ISO 707, push back approach facing west. Condor 6744, taxi to terminal via Lima. Condor 6728, straight clear to land. Or 6744, taxi to ramp via Lima.
Pushback approved facing east. Easy 2066. Pushback approved facing west. ISAIR 707. Taxi to
That's
terminal.
Lufthansa, so we'll leave it at that. The Qatari can be the last one. I'm not going to wait any longer. We're basically running like 40 minutes behind.
Taxi to ramp.
Runway 202, runway 28, line up and wait.
Condor 6744.
At our 4298, crash runway 28.
Runway 28, line up and wait. Shen Rock 20.
Yeah, 2732 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait. Etihad 2732 heavy, runway 16, line up and wait. Or Express 4096, runway 14, clear to land. Just another one of.
Cross runway 28. Itaro 4298.
Runway 16. Line up and wait.
Got our 4298, hold short of taxiway Foxtrot.
Runway 14. Clear to land.
Under 7769, contact departure. Max 202, runway 28, clear for takeoff. Yeah, even the next one's coming up as another Condor, so not sure what's happened. I'll just have to
Departure on
adjust the schedule at some point.
125.905.
But
Lufthansa
I'm ready if we
776
saw that. I
Good
think
day.
we did see that last time,
Runway 28,
earlier in
clear
the
for
hour.
takeoff. Shamrock 02.
Windows 6744 crash runway 16. Windows 7628 taxi to ramp via Lima Echo. Windows 6728 taxi to ramp via Lima Echo.
Cross runway 16. Contour 6744.
ISO 707 runway 28 via Foxtrot Alpha. Sorry, 1450 heavy runway 28 clear to land.
Taxi to ramp via Lima. Echo. Condor 6728.
Windows 6728 crash runway 16. Denmark 202 contact departure. Yeah, this the Emirates is going to be the last one. It's a bit annoying. I did want to get the other one in, but we've been going for like nearly 2 hours, which is just, yeah. I thought I'll give it some time, see if it will land. I mean, this Qatar, the Emirates is probably running even further behind. It must be running late in this hour.
Zurich Tower, World Express 40906 on final 14.
Maybe we run this next
Flight
time.
ground, easy
In terms of what we do, we run 16 and 28 for departures, and 14 and 28 for arrivals. Because we never got our arrivals going in this. EC2066 runway 28 via hotel.
Runway 28.
Yeah, this Qatar is 350 in the One World livery. Yeah, Alpine from before, so there is your nice One World
Japan
Japan.
Air 3109 heavy with information echo.
Kinda
Requesting push and start.
go, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to pause it and end the video there. That was a really long video and longer than I expected. I was hopeful that it was just going to be just over an hour's length, with me building the schedule for basically an hour. So all the arrivals should land within the hour and all the departures should. Obviously, like getting 50 minutes into the schedule, we kind of gone, oh, well, we're running only half of the arrivals. So we only got like 20, 25 arrivals rather than the 40 that we needed to. So I opened up runway 28, we obviously got them, but now we're kind of getting the arrivals from the next hour, but even they're still running like 20, 30 minutes behind. So I think what I'll do eventually, I'll probably replay this at some point, but maybe with a different custom schedule. But if I'm running this traffic size, we're going to have to use 2 runway for landing, just because it just can't cope with it. We're just running too far behind, because we've got constant stream. So I'll try that again in the future. Overall, hope you enjoyed it. Obviously, there's a lot of different airlines to see, a lot of different liveries, which was the whole purpose of this video. Some quite cool liveries to see. I think this is every special livery I've put. Well, not every special livery. I've got the file of every special livery that game has, but it's not every special livery in this specific this mode. But I've kind of just chosen airlines which already fly there, have a possibility. Like Condor don't really fly there. I think there's a couple of other ones, but I'm not sure if Jordanian do. I think ISO do. There's a few that didn't. I think Brussels do sometimes, things like that. But normally you just compact with like Helvetic, Swiss, Edelweiss, and then you get a few a year kind of things. Whereas we only see a few of them, which is quite fun. We obviously pulled like Taros in, and you get a mixture of everything with the schedule. So it's quite a fun one to play. My advice, if you do want to play it, I will share it with you. But my advice would be to try and run 2 runways for arrivals. Again, a bit sad we didn't get to see the Etihad, not Etihad, Emirates. So there should be an Emirates 380 in this schedule, which has, I think, the Journey livery, and there's one which has the Magic, which is the blue livery, which I was hoping was the one that was going to arrive. When I did load this up and test it, the departing aircraft was there, but it doesn't seem to be there now. So bit annoying, but again, I'll share it. You can kind of test out the different hours, see what runs better, test out the different runway configs. Maybe you arrive on like 3-4 or something and depart off a different one. I'll be giving it a go probably by myself again at some point, just for a little bit of fun, because I quite like the traffic volume. But yeah, I'll share the livery. If you've got any questions or any comments on this, how to get any of the special liveries, if you've got any questions on the actual special liveries file that I've got. So the way the special liveries work, if you've got the special, all cargoes are marked with cargo, so you know what the cargo are, so they're in a separate tab. In America, you have regionals, so all the regionals kind of marked, but then you have special liveries and regionals. So you can kind of pick and choose what you want. If you would like me to do a video of how I specifically created this schedule, or how I'm going to do any other ones, so I'm going to find some other ones where we run like, we might run like a specifically heavy schedule, so we just have only heavy aircraft, or we might run where we only run like A320s, but we get all the A320s from around the world and bring them all into one schedule, things like that. I've got a few ideas that I want to bring together, but let me know what you thought of this one. I thought it was just something a little bit different. I chose Zurich just because we've not played it for a while. I did want to revisit it with a different custom schedule to increase the traffic load. So nice idea to bring idea of all the custom liveries into this. I do quite like Zurich of playing it as well. So I'll show this in terms of Zurich. If you want me to do this for any of the other airports we've got, I probably will do an American one at some point. Not sure which American airport we'll visit, but there's quite a lot of different ones. Like especially with like Frontier have a load. You have a few of the other airlines. United have quite a few different things. Obviously, we've seen a couple there. But they're all like the smaller aircraft most of the time. So we'll bring them in, do like a smaller airport, which would do a lot of like A320s, 73s, like Embraers, maybe like LaGuardia or something like that, and build all the special liveries into that one. But if you want me to visit any of the other ones, let me know. I will certainly take a look. But for now, thanks for watching. If you do like the content, feel free to like and subscribe. Shows your appreciation for the channel, helps me bring you more content like this in the future. In terms of next episodes, again, they're probably not going to be this length. Kind of just extended this to try and get all the liveries in that we could. But I've got a couple of new airports, one of them being Denver, which has just recently been released. I've got Nashville to do. There's a few custom schedules which I'm working on that I want to visit. But yeah, if you've got any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. We'll certainly take a look at that. I'm always up for a new challenge or just running anything new, really. Obviously, this is kind of the first thing we've done apart from just building a random custom schedule. But I'm going to try and build some specific custom stuff rather than just in terms of running the traffic volumes higher. I want to build like certain scenarios where we run, let's say like the 7, might build an A320 schedule or just heavies. Kind of working on that at the minute. Yeah, any suggestions, feel free to drop them in the comments. You can also reach out to me on Discord. The link to the server will be down in the description below. You can also private message me on there if you want to. But for now, thanks very much for watching this video. All the other ones are linked on my channel, and the last one is down in the description below. So feel free to check out all the other ones. There's some fun ones in there to see. But thanks for watching this one. I will see you in the next one.